Welcome along then, you absolute beautiful people, to the Williams Season 2, and we're approaching the end of Season 2 now. We're at Mexico for round 20, and you can see a massive improvement still as we bring you a little bit of an update. We have P4 in the championships fighting Mercedes very hard, and we've also got Alex Albon up to P7. Now, dilemmas still occur. We've got Porsche, who is running out of his contract, but we've pretty much annoyed him, let's say, and I'm going to try and look at a potential different driver. The question is, do I take Albon or Theo potentially into next year? And that's the same as aerodynamics. We're going to start scouting, which we've done already. So just scouting out some drivers, even Stroll and head of Aero 2. Just trying to get ready for this new season now. But it is Mexico. It should hopefully be a good one. And we've got reach Q3 with both drivers. No fastest lap. And we finish the positioning streak as well. So, let's see what we can do. And the car, we haven't upgraded it anymore. You can still see top speed, DRS, low speed is 5th. High speed is 1st, so we should be okay at this race, and nothing really being done either. We are just simply researching, as you can see, just trying to help out here and there for next season. So let's go to Mexico. Can we have a better race than last year, where we absolutely got a strategy dilemma? We'll join you for qualifying session 1. So here we go in qualifying. Q1 session is well and truly now underway. We're going to put our first lap times in, see if we can save some time and not have to go back out. We're going to get a clear run in this first flying lap. New tyres, and across the line a 1:15.1 for Albon. What about Porsche? 2 tenths down. Let's see, is that going to be good enough to not have to go again? So we're coming to the end of the session in Q1, and we haven't gone again because I don't feel like we needed to. Max Verstappen's gone 5 tenths quicker out front. Obviously we've dropped down a few places into P5 and P8, but this is not too bad and we are going to get through. You can see Lewis Hamilton, Ocon, Gasly all taking penalties in this race, same as Zhou Guan Yu. So we are through into Q2 and we've saved some tyres, and we're going to go out on U set so we don't burn 2 sets of new tyres. The aim here, we need to get both cars into Q3. We should be able to. There shouldn't be any sort of issue as to why we wouldn't be able to get both cars in. But we're going to send them, and we are about to find out. Hopefully a few cars do not get in our way. Gasly's coming out. I think we've cleared him nicely. And through the first lap, it's a 15.6. And Porsche does a 15.3. So maybe, definitely, probably new tyres are going to be needed in this session. So we are back out then, and as you can see, Porsche has slipped down to P7 and Alex Albon into P11. Now we know that we don't normally improve on our second runs when we are using newer tyres. That is the drama that we always have, but we're going to hope that today is going to be the day where we change it. Alex Albon, now we will ride on board. He's the crucial one that needs to improve. There is certainly room for improvement. We should not be 8 tenths off the pace. So we're going to get a tow from the Ferrari down the straight. I mean, Porsche might get blocked a little bit here. I mean, there's quite a few cars out there already, especially when there is a 15, but we're going to get another tow, and Albon does improve with a 27.7, and it is Porsche who doesn't with a 27.8. Obviously about 3 tenths is the gap for Porsche to the cut-off point. Middle sector needs to be good from Albon. It's a 29.5, so we are improving, but are we improving enough? It's 2 tenths slower for Porsche, so he's probably put his best lap time in as Alex Albon goes P3. That is more like it here in qualifying, whereas Porsche doesn't improve. It's squeaky bum time for Porsche in this session. Looking at the times, Norris is improving, but can we hold on? Norris improves. Norris goes 10th. Hamilton's improving. Ocon is improving. We'll go on board with Hamilton, who comes around the final corner now. Hamilton across the line doesn't improve. Ocon coming now round the final corner, and I think we are safe. We are safe in Q2. we are in to Q3. So here we go then, final run in qualifying. It comes down to Q3. Pourchaire's dropped down to P5 with Albon in P7. So definitely track has rubbered in just a little bit more. Leclerc's only 2 tenths off the Ferrari, which is really, really surprising. Ferrari showing good pace to even split the Red Bulls. But here we go, last run. Come on Pourchaire, come on Albon. Let's see what you've got here. And hopefully we can see improvements through the sectors. But what are we going to do for the first sector? Alex Albon does improve. 27.6. He's got a McLaren ahead. 27.6 now as well for Pourchaire. Looks like Albon might have got held up a little bit through there. And hopefully it's not too bad. The McLaren is on a cool down lap. Through the middle sector, purple 29.3. This could be unbelievable from Alex Albon. Track has definitely rubbered in now. Pourchaire doesn't improve, and round the final corner we go. Oh, it's P2. What a lap time, and he didn't improve in the final sector. Pourchaire stays P7, but what a time. What a time by Albon. Is he going to slip down? Sainz improves, goes P3. Leclerc goes into P2 now, takes our front grid spot away, and Perez is only P5, so it's going to be a second row for Alex Albon in the Williams, P3 and P7. I will take that all day, and look at that, 200th of a tenth behind Mr. Leclerc. We were so close, and this is where it got dangerous last year. Light rain, and we're starting on dry tyres. Weather is going to come in pretty quick, so I mean the only way is that we have to go to inters fairly quickly. Lap 5, 4, lap 3. I mean, you might as well start on inters, might you? I mean, that's going to be incredible. Let's take... Is it going to be... I mean, it's going to be dry at the end. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It is going to be like this. And it's going to be like this. Probably one about there. And then we're going to have to add a new one in. Because track graph says lap 61. It's going to be dry. So that is kind of what we want to run. That is ridiculous, to say the least. So probably going to update that. And we'll go for Pourchaire as well. Softs is going to be a start. And we'll do the same for him. We'll go inters, we'll go softs. Another inters, another soft. And we're not going to deploy as much. We're obviously going to go in about lap 3. And we're going to bring that back. This is chaos. This is going to be a mad race, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to just stick them on that for now. Softs is going to be pretty hectic out there. Wonder if anybody goes into straight away. Surely not. Here we go. P3 and P7 on the grid. Where can we get to? Come on, boys. It is going to be a crazy race yet again. And we are off with Albon. We're going to put battle assist on straight away. And you can see we're just plus on the fuel. So we come into the first corner. And let's see what we can do. Let's go back on board with Albon, who's got a lovely slipstream behind the Ferrari. And now we're just going to have to keep an eye on the weather, because this could be a nightmare of a race. But we've settled down, and Pourchaire round the outside, trying to get Alonso. I think Alonso's passed him on the inside. But we're going to push. We're going to push fuel and everything here, because that rain, as you will see, is literally 3 laps away. And as we go around the final corner, the Williams accelerates hard, and we're going to try and catch that Ferrari. Here he comes down the straight. Let's look on board from Leclerc behind. The Williams is closing, closing and closing. Can he close up through the corner? He can, but not as much. But he's bang there, the Williams, trying to get past. And we're going to settle. We're going to still push. There's no need to look after fuel here. if this rain comes, it's going to be chaos. But already, Albon sitting nicely. 3 tenths to Perez, who's going to be quick. Pourchaire is bang there as well. DRS is going to be enabled this lap for just a few laps, because obviously that rain is coming. Do you go early? Do you get out of traffic? What do you do? We're going to ignore that, because we are going to shortly be in the pits anyway. So let's have a look what it's doing. And it is lap 4, basically, that it's going to start. 1 minute and the rain will come. Just see a spot on the windscreen now. Or the driver's helmet. Windscreen? I mean, that's an interesting one. But there you go. Come on, Albon. Let's see. I mean, we know our pace sometimes disappears in the wet, so hopefully not today. Raindrops now on track. On the visors, on track. And you can see the rain on the right-hand side. The track just starting to get a little bit wetter. But remember, it's going to be a dry track for quite a while. We're going to stick with DRS here. Out of the final corner. ERS just needing to be topped up. But Pourchaire has just got Fernando Alonso. He's into P6. Good move. We're going to keep that push. And let's take a look as we fight the Aston Martin with the rain coming down into turn 1. We're going to get it done way before turn 1. That is a great move by Pourchaire. Up to P6. Come on. Now we've got to do the predicament of when we pit because of the rain. Remember, we have never won a race in F1 Manager, and we've not run a race, obviously, with Williams. But that is our long-term goal, and we are well and truly keeping. I mean, I know tyres are hot, but we are literally going to come in the pits in the next 2 laps. And I want to stick with Leclerc. We're going to get a good run, and so's he out of the final corner. This big long straight. He moves to the right-hand side, and he's going to take that slipstream lovely for the Ferrari to the Red Bull. And now we're going to get it as well. So Verstappen's under a little bit of pressure here. On lap 5. Track's not getting as wet as I thought it would, but it is gradually going to increase. We are using everything to keep on here. I mean, we're nearly half a kilogram down on fuel, approaching a kilogram. And now the Ferrari's got a bit loose, and he's a bit detached slightly. But we are closer than Leclerc is to Verstappen. We haven't got the best acceleration though. And down the straight on lap 6, it is time to shine. Again, the Ferrari taking the slipstream. Albon not taking the slipstream, which is interesting. We've got Sainz behind us, who looks like he's just got Perez. Pourchaire's now 2 seconds out. And again, we go for the run. Now it's starting to get a little bit wetter. On lap 6. The yellow flag is out. Virtual safety car is alive. Now, do we pit? Let's watch this crash. Who is it? It is Lando Norris in the McLaren. I mean, we could pit next lap, I think. Oh, it's a big accident. Sparks everywhere. And he's took the Haas out as well. So the chances are here, this VSC is going to last for a couple of laps. So I think we carry on round. And then what we'll do is we might consider pitting next lap. Do the AI pit? No, they don't. We could get a cheap pit stop, but we're going to fall back. It is going to increase any moment. Time penalty for Kevin Magnussen. Kevin! Kevin! Yes, he's got a penalty. Oh, what do we do? VSC is ending. It's too... It's not wet enough yet to give it a go. So we're going to attack again. I would love to have taken the early pit stop, but with 0.5 on the track, millimetres of rain that is, it just wasn't worth the risk. We'd be overheating tyres right now, but we would have gained, obviously, time. So maybe we could have gone for the strategy call, but I decided not to. VSC has ended, we're back underway, and here we go, the Ferrari. It's got DRS, but so have we, and now we take the slipstream on lap 9 with 0.5 millimetres. I'm definitely glad we didn't pit. Both DRS is out, and we're attacking again. Who's going to be the first to come in the pits? It is gradually increasing all the time. But now Leclerc's getting a bit of drift of the Red Bull. This is a chance. DRS brings him a little bit closer, and Albon is really looking at a move. But again, the Ferrari will get good acceleration, or will he? Because we've got better acceleration this time. DRS opens. ERS is struggling, but don't you worry about that. Down the straight we go. We are catching ever so slightly, but it's not going to be enough to take the Ferrari. Tyres are heated over again, overheating, and now we've still got a second to Sainz. We're going to stay on board until we pit for wets, because that race will then calm down quite a bit. But 0.56, when does the track go to damp? In 11 minutes time. And now we've lost nearly a second. Maybe the tyre's really starting to struggle. Let's see what we are around. Leclerc's used quite a lot, so maybe not too bad. And out the final corner we are just going to get DRS. Our ERS looking after is going to hurt us a little bit as well. But P3, P6, big gap then. What's happened to Russell? He's struggling. Is he on slower tyres? The only one on hards. Very strange. And he's lapping. I mean, he's lapping 1.8 seconds slower. But what's the gap now? I mean, 15 seconds is not a lot if we want to actually close this gap. But rain still coming. And Porsche has got Perez down the straight on to turn 5. Oh, Red Bull defends, but not today. That Williams is working nicely. Very nicely indeed. We are up to P5. Expect Perez to come back at us on lap 12. But surely, 8 minutes still until damp. Tyres are struggling, but we're trying to keep with the pack. Perez surely going to come back at us here. Surely. Oh, it's going to look good. Is it going to look good for us? We stay on board. We're still ahead though as the DRS opens for Red Bull. Sergio Perez again. And he can't get past. 0.75 now coming up to with the rain. So this is going to be a chance for a pit stop at some point. What is the gap to Russell? 18, 19 seconds. Yes, tyres. I think one more lap. And I bet you everybody pits when we do. I'm going to pit, I think, Porsche now. Do I do it? Do I do it? Stuff it. We're going for it. Down the straight we go. Here we go on the Ferrari. We are coming. We are coming for P2. And Alex Albon. There's yellow flags as well, but that's now ended. And we are ahead of the Ferrari. And we are now going to pit 4 inters on that. We're going to give it our all. We're ahead at the moment. DRS is going to open for the Williams car as well. And we are nicely into P2. Porsche had a pit stop issue, but it's only 4.5 seconds. That's not too bad. That is not too bad. We're going to watch the sector times. Or watch the last lap times even. We're going to push hard. Yellow flag again. And that Red Bull looks a lot closer. Verstappen ran wide on turn 11. Maybe the rain now. Oh, I just left it out there. The rain is starting to affect drivers. We are with Alex Albon, and Alex Albon's going to come into the pits. Porsche is in P13, and now Stroll pits. This is probably the perfect time as we come back out. Good, still 4.8 seconds, not a great time. Another pit stop error. Porsche is coming down the straight. Albon, as you can imagine, has got ahead. We're going to deploy everything now. We are just a few of us on inters. We're going to look at the last lap times. I mean, sectors I don't imagine we're going to improve based on the dry time running. But let's watch our gap. 23.5. And we're pushing everything. Let's see if this comes down. It's come down by a tenth. 2 tenths. So we're catching. Yeah, I think it is intermediates. I mean, they're going to overheat very quickly as Porsche runs out of ERS. And we're going to top up as well. So Verstappen's in. Verstappen pits. And we've got Albon right behind the Alpine. But are they all going to pit? Down the straight. Where is Verstappen? He's just crumbling out. Where is Albon? Oh, he's not got us. Oh, we've got stuck behind this Alpine. Too much. Too much, Albon. We needed you past. And how can he not get past? Stroll now overtakes Porsche. We're going to stay on board with this battle. This is costing us massive. We have not worked that out great. Look at Verstappen now, 4 seconds up the road because we cannot get past. Come on, Albon. Get through. Leclerc pits, Perez pits. They're going to all get ahead of us if we don't make the move. And now the Alpine pits. Where is Leclerc? Trumbling out the pits now. Where is Albon? There he is. We're back ahead. Jesus. That is not great for the heart. So we're going to go aggressive. We're going to keep on the fuel. We're going to go aggressive as well. And we've got to start closing the gaps. Sainz and Russell still out there. So the Ferrari is now all over us on lap 19. And he's got ahead. He's just going to push us to the side. Is he going to get DRS? Yellow flags out there again. There's multiple cars. There's another VSC here in Mexico. And who is that for this time? George Russell. It's the 2 Mercedes that are going to take potentially each other out here. Oh, it's a big crash and both of them go flying out. Wow. What a big mistake by Mercedes. Hamilton and Russell are both out. And I'm quite shocked that that is only a VSC. Have got 7 tenths to Leclerc. I didn't even see Leclerc get past us. But he obviously did. And we're racing again here. More fuel saved, which is good. Albon closing in on Leclerc. We're back underway. I mean, I would take P3 and P5. But 2 Mercedes, Norris and Magnussen out. We're getting a run on the Ferrari. Does the track look like? Lap 58 is when we will be considering looking at a stop for dry tyres. We're only 3.9 off the lead. Verstappen really benefiting from them early pit stops with the gap. No DRS, remember, because of a damp track. DRS disables when it is damp and we come out of the final corner. We have got good speed. Can we pull to the right? Yes, we can. Can we make a lunge up the inside on the Ferrari? And I think the answer there, you guys, is no. We're going to top back up again. Track now changed to die. That means DRS enables. That's good for us. Maybe they want us past. So there's another crash on track. Sonoda crashes at turn 12. There's so many crashes, no one can handle the conditions. And he goes straight on as well. I mean, he didn't really crash. But apparently there's debris on track. No VSC. No safety car. A dry track at the minute. And we've got Stroll right behind Albon. We're just trying to cool them tyres down, which is going to give us a sitting duck. The rain is going to sit around this mark, but that means Stroll is going to get DRS down the straight. We are going to get absolutely done by a dry track at the wrong time. Stroll comes out the final corner. Let's look at tyres. Yes, Stroll looked after his tyres. He's now through. He is past Albon, and we slip to P4. So on lap 37, there's not a lot to report. We are lapping a little bit slower than Leclerc. Stroll's actually up to P2 now. Porsche's lapping okay as well. A couple of attempts faster than Sainz and lapping the same as Albon. There's not really any fights going on. I think some of these are going to try and last out the tyres. But as you'll see, it is going to go dry in around 20 laps time. So we obviously don't want to push too much just yet. We're going to see what sort of lap time we do this time because we have pushed a little bit harder. And let's find out. Leclerc does a 23.8. We do a 23.8 as well. Porsche's coming across the line now. Does he improve on his lap time? 23.6. So everyone's lapping around the same at the moment. Damp track again. It just keeps switching from damp to dry all the time. And at the minute we are P4 and P6. We've just got to manage this because it definitely will be a chance for softs at the end. We're going to stave off the fuel. We're going to try and look after some fuel. And to add to the drama, Fernando Alonso has just spun it. He's going to lose the rear end by the look of it early on the power. Traction doesn't suit and he is spinning around and around and around. But doesn't affect us. He's currently P8. Perez now, because we're looking after a bit of fuel, looking like he's coming hard at Porsche. Down the straight they go. Red Bull's speed is obviously the elite on this season so far, but he's not going to catch our Williams at the moment, especially with DRS disabled. Albon's got an 8-second gap to Leclerc. That's going to be pretty hard to make up, but we'll have a lot of fuel at the end, but probably so will everyone else. And now Perez does get Porsche. We're struggling a little bit, but then again, are we struggling? Or is Red Bull just the dominant car? Because they are, really, let's be honest. But Mr. Perez does what he doesn't do all the time and gets ahead. So he's up to P6. I'd still take P7. I'd love it to be a little bit better, though, as we probably just want to stretch these tyres out a little bit. So we're in conserve mode, trying to attack later in the race. Our pace in the wet is dropping. We used a lot of tyres early on when we were pushing. Sainz is really catching us now. You'll see by the lap times, look, he's 1.4 seconds quicker than Albon, and he's right up the back of Albon now. We're trying to last these out another 10 laps, which I think is going to be a struggle. We've just burnt the tyres, I think, too much at present, and this should be an easy pass for the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz, showing Ferrari what they're going to be missing out. He lunges late. Albon's going to try and defend. He is going to try and defend, but he has to avoid crashing. Drops out, still ahead of Perez, but the tyres are the problem. So, rain is stopping, and there's a few early pit stops. And when I say early, it's not that early. But we're P5. Is it too early to go? I mean, surely at 9. I know it's dry, but it's not 100%. It's not properly dry. And we're probably going to make a risk here, which is probably going to see us lose out again. But I don't think it's that dry. I mean, it's 0.87. It's coming down. So do we pit this lap? Oh, I think we've got one more lap in. I'm not brilliant at these strategies, I must say. We're going to just keep an eye on Verstappen's in. He pits. So they usually pit on the optimum lap. That's the problem. And I think then I pit on the optimum lap too and go to soft tyres. We're going to do the same with Porsche now. Should have a big enough gap. But you know what we're like with... You know what we're like with pit stops? We like a slow pit stop because we've not been too great on them. I haven't really trained them. It's down to my error learning the game. But come on, boys, please. 3.6 is actually good for us. I mean, that's how bad we are at it. Porsche's going to come in now. He's going to hit his marks and do a 3.8. We're getting slower. We're getting slower. And we're back out. So, dry to the end of the race. You can see that there. But will we have any pace to catch the cars ahead? They are obviously the elite cars. We're 5.3 seconds behind Sainz. And you can see Perez is behind us as well. But we are going to just stay on aggressive. I don't want to absolutely kill these tyres. But fastest lap goes to Stroll so far. And yellow flag. Oh, not Albon. Oh, here he goes. How to ruin a nice P5 on his own. No dramas. And what does he do? Oh, he is cutting grass. No. Albon making a mistake. That is going to bring Perez, which was about 5 seconds. Now he's going to bring Perez within a second. Oh, man. That is annoying because we were solid at that point. You can see the lap time he's going to put in is a 1:21.4. 3 seconds, 3.2 seconds slower than Perez. And Perez now smells blood. Down the straight we go to the inside line. And that is Perez through. We have ruined our own race here, folks. That is nothing to do with our pace. That is Alex Albon. Verstappen spins on turn 1. Nothing was really happening in this race. Verstappen on his own out there. Oh, and loses it after he takes a bit too much curb. And, I mean, he's just doing donuts for fun. That's all, isn't he? He's not doing anything else. as we're going to go back to standard with the. I mean, we have absolutely ripped apart these soft tyres. Surely that's because of the lockup as well. Yes, it is 43. So Albon's going to be struggling. We're going to have to manage them, and we've only got 4 laps. Out front, well, Verstappen's well clear. Leclerc's all over Stroll. We are looking in our own race. We are P6, P7 with 4 seconds adrift from Perez, and we are 12 seconds clear of Alonso. But the problem is, Albon's tyres don't look great, but we've only got a couple of laps to go. So it's final lap time here in Mexico, and we are running a race of our own. We're sat P6, P7. There's nothing we can do from here, and there's nothing else we can battle for. But I tell you what, considering we stopped upgrades of quite a few races back, and now we're looking ahead to next season and trying to take some victories, potentially, I am just going to take the points. I mean, I wish we were better. Max Verstappen, everybody's used to that, celebratory. Yes, thanks team. Yes, great. Yeah, that's it. Great. But we're going to still get double points, and it's not where I want it to be. I probably want it to be around that 4th, 5th spot, but just a couple of points down. And the key thing is, both Mercedes are out. So we are going to make big points on Mercedes in this race. That is the utter worst case scenario for them. And, I mean, he's happy. That's what we needed. Good job with what has happened. It is Max Verstappen taking victory. It is Alex Albon taking 6th and 7th. And like we mentioned, both Mercedes cars didn't finish due to them crashing into each other. In the championship, that closes Albon to the rest of the pack. But obviously you can see Stroll and Sainz did improve on theirs. Theo is also P10. In this Constructors' Championship, we move now 45 points ahead of Mercedes with a few races to go. And that is looking solid for a P4 finish. But remember, you just don't know what's going to happen in these other races that are yet to come. So, pit stops, yeah, we're bottom because our pit times are awful, as you can see. And that's a pretty even weekend. Around where we were, both cars into Q3, both cars finishing in the points. 4.4 in the bank. You can't complain at that. Liam Lawson, our reserve driver, moves up to 79. And we've got a few parts just finishing on in the background. I mean, inspection failed, so front wing. And what else do we need on car 2? Chassis, which we've only got one left. And a rear wing. So let's put them on. Look at car 2 though. Third, second. Looking pretty solid. And car 1, second, first in terms of car performance. So, interesting. Board attendance at the Grand Prix as well increased the confidence, and the confidence looks like this. High, delighted, look at that. Delighted with every single one of us. Our board are well on track with us. Tell you what's not on track too much is the cost cap. We've got to be careful. 5 million projected to be left, 8 million remaining. I mean, there is a chance we have to take a new engine as well. But that race is done. We are at round 21, I believe? Yes, round 21. Just a couple of races. Can we finish strong?